This video is going to cover the second half of me steaming apples for apple juice. So this video I'm going to cover taking the leftover apples and I'm going to blend them up and make fruit leather or fruit jerky or fruit strips, however you want to call it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to blend this up with, going to put in some brown sugar for sweetness and for consistency, some dates and a little bit of vanilla extract, and see what I get far as the consistency, whether how much water I need to add to make it the right consistency. So without further ado, let's go. I'm adding in some leftover juice that was at the bottom of the pot. Now I'm going to add in some of my brown sugar. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons. So I have about 3 cups in here, close to 4. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. My philosophy is you can always add, but you can't take away. Now for my dates. Be sure to take your seed out of your dates. All right, let's do this. Watch out, it's noisy. Let's taste this and see what we have. Not bad. I need to add some more sweetness, so I'm going to add in a little bit more brown sugar, just a tad bit of some apple juice that I have. This is a small amount, not very much, because I don't want it runny. I just want it to blend well. My mother has always taught me to add a pinch of salt when you're making something sweet. It really helps bring out the flavor. Pardon my cat, she's bored. So, pinch of salt. I'm going to do 2 more big heaping spoons of brown sugar. I'm playing around with this recipe to see what I get, the flavor. And then I'm going to put it on my dehydrator sheet and dehydrate it. I'm going to add a couple of more dates. It's the only date I look like I'm going to have anytime.
I'll be the, no, let me get that tomato back there and start throwing it at you.
Hey, it's a date. It's the only date I'm going to have. So I gotta show it some love.
Cause it's so sweet to me.
It's a what?
Cause it's so sweet to me.
I know, right? So I finally got the texture and the taste that I wanted. So what you didn't see was that I did add some more brown sugar and a little bit more, I think 3 more dates and just a little bit more of the apple juice in here, so I can have the right consistency for blending. And then I had my daughter do a taste test for me. She's like, that's the flavor, Mom, it's sweet enough. So now I'm getting ready to put my mixture onto my dehydrator trays. What you hear in the background, that noise, is my dehydrator going. I have it so it'll be nice and warm. So now let's get this spread out on the sheets. So I want this kind of thick because once it dehydrates down, I want it to still be thick, like fruit leather. I don't want it to be thin like a fruit roll-up. I'm going to make it maybe about a 1/4 inch thick. Just like that. All right, we got one down. Okay, there you have it. I have my sheets in the dehydrator. I'm going to let it go for 4 hours, and then I'm going to check it and see if how far it has dehydrated and if it's enough for me to flip it. If it hasn't, then I'm going to check it every 2 hours after the 4 hours until I'm able to flip it over and peel off the Teflex sheet and let it continue to dehydrate. So I will bring you the results at the end of the video. I am back for an update on my apple fruit roll-ups or fruit leather, whichever you want to call it. So it has now been, I think it's been about 3 hours, and this is what it's looking like. So I ended up with 4 trays. And then the last one here. So more than likely, this is probably going to have to go probably an additional 4 hours before I can flip it because it's still soft. So I'll have to check it in about 4 more hours. I have the temperature set at approximately about 125, 120, I'm sorry. Yes, 125. I have it set at temperature 125. Okay, I will be back with another update. Okay, I let this run for an additional 6 hours, and it's still tacky. So I have to be able to peel this from the edges, and it's still not ready for me to peel. So once I can peel this up from the Teflex, I will be able to turn it over. So it's not quite ready to turn over. This is my first attempt at trying to do this. So I'm not quite sure of the time frame to let this run. It has now been, this is a little bit right here. So I can probably turn this over. This is a long dehydration process for this fruit leather. It has now been about an additional 5-6 hours. So I was able to flip over the first 2 trays. I'm still waiting for this. It's still too soft. Not soft, but it's not firm enough for me to flip over. So the edges are getting pretty firm, but the middle is still too soft. So it looks like I'm working on 24 hours possibly with this. Turn them over and see how this is still soft. So I have to let that firm up before I cut it. So that is about another probably 2 hours, and then another 2 hours on top of that. I'm thinking 4 hours. This has been a 24-hour job. Yeah, this one is also still too soft. This one I cut, and this one I cut. So, alrighty, after almost 24 hours, this is 24 hours, this is about 18 hours. So now I'm gonna have my wonderful daughter
I don't get paid enough for this.
taste test the difference between the 18 hours and the 24 hours. So here, go for it.
Tastes like chicken.
No, do it in your Elmo's voice.
Hello, Rocco. No, it's okay. Like
That
this
one,
one's chewy.
chewy. And now this one. I cut that one for you. It's gross stuff. But it tastes good when you put it all together.
Needs a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Oh, no,
Okay, so the difference, the taste. First, give us the taste.
Well, they will taste appley.
Okay, they taste appley, which is good.
Sweet, not too sweet.
But
I would say
the first one, this one here, the first batch,
which is 24. That one's 18.
yeah, this is chewy, and this is
Just right.
just right.
So if you're gonna do the recipe, do not put it in for 24 hours.
Okay, so the results is 18 hours at 125 degrees. That's my experiment with making fruit leather with the leftovers of the apple. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.